think you might be muted.
That's a great way to start the show.
All right, I got you now. I got you now. You pulled a y'all real quick.
I pulled a yow. At the very beginning. Anyway, episode 15, Crosswalk. Yeah, man. How you doing, bro? We got some football to talk about, some MMA to talk about. We got a lot to talk about.
Man, I'm doing good, man. Like you said, we got a lot to cover today. MMA, NFL, college football, bro. Like it's the best time of the year. That's the way I look at it.
For sure. First off, shout out to Lazy, man. He on time today, boy. Look at him. On time. Man. So first of all, it was a really good week. Like we said, we had a lot, from football, and I mean, even last week we had Contender Series. Contender Series is staying hot. So let's dig into college football first. And obviously we did that live stream. For the Texas OSU game. But the second week was kind of it felt like it was kind of going back to the way it normally is, where they're playing garbage teams. But do we know anything yet from the college football season that you can take anything from?
I think, with the way week one went, and we had all those monster matchups, I think what we got out of it is that it's good for everybody. It's good for the teams. It's good for the fans. It's good for the ratings. Because I think the Ohio State-Texas game got like the highest rating in like a really long time. Yeah. But I will say this, like this past weekend, like it kind of felt like the old college football. But this Saturday, it's a lot of good games. So it's going to be another good weekend. We got Canelo, Crawford, and we got Noche UFC. So it's a big weekend of sports.
Yeah, it really is, man. I mean, I put in the lower third there, OSU beat Grambling 70-0. Like, yeah, it's like these games, and it used to be this way all the time, where they're playing freaking FCS East in their first games. You know what I'm saying? So. But I will say the Grambling's band did win that game.
Yeah, they showed out. As expected. Yeah. Even the football coach was talking about them in the press conference, like the band gonna show up, and we're gonna see what Ohio State's band like. I mean, we all knew how the football game was gonna go.
Oh yeah. Ohio State's band got worked on that one, but it was the total inverse of the score. So now that we're 2 weeks in, is there any team that you didn't have your eye on before, but now you're like, they might be all right? Because I definitely got one, and I wonder if it's the same one that you're about to name.
That's doing better than what I was expecting going in. Probably OU. Like, I think they look like they could be a legit threat in the SEC. I know their schedule is just brutal, but I think that offensive line and the new quarterback play made them a real player in the SEC for me, like seeing what they did against Michigan.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I mean, the way that he showed up against Michigan, I mean, he looked like I thought I was seeing Baker Mayfield again. Like the way that he was playing, like it was really impressive. He can definitely be a leader on that team. The team I was thinking about, South Florida. Yeah, South Florida looks good, man. Like, not to where it's like they're overpowering and they're just running away, but their ability to play these close games and win. I mean, their first game against Boise State wasn't necessarily close at all, but that game against Florida was very, very tough, and they found a way to make it happen. So, I mean,
and bro, they got Miami this weekend. Like, they're right back at it, dog.
Yep. And that's exactly what I was about to say. They got a tough few games to get through, but they really look good, man. They really look.
Yeah. And then
spoils the party.
the last 2 years, man, we played them, and I mean they've been giving us dog fights the last 2 years. I know we played them down there in South Florida, and I think we only beat them by like 7, maybe 10 points. So South Florida has been knocking on the door for a couple of years now, and they finally, trying to break through that hump. And we'll see if they can hang on to their coach, because when these programs they see success, bigger programs gonna start looking at that coaching stuff.
Yep, 100%. 100%. Let me see. Let me look in the chat real quick. Got Grimy in here. Cushman's in here. Let me see what he says real quick. He said the upside of these squash match games is the opposing school that comes in to get smacked gets a heavy payday. 100%.
But occasionally they come in, get the payday, and they get the win. South Florida, I think was it Navy or Army went and beat UAB.
Yeah.
So I mean, you see a little bit of this from time to time. I think West Virginia lost to another school like that as well. So like shout out to them schools that show up for the payday, and they come to play as well.
Yeah, because I mean, I know us as far as UNT, we would be able to play some of these bigger schools, and it was an experience. And I mean, if it can get money for the school to get better things for people down the road, like go in there and take that L, that experience. It doesn't. It's not bad to play better competition and get better.
True. And then on top of it, man, you get to see where you stack up against like the top layer of competition. And because some guys, they think they can play on that level, and they never really know because they never get an opportunity to. And then when you get a chance to go out there and compete, you can find out if like you belong on that level.
Yeah, that is very, very true. Very true.
Lazy, that's petty, dog. I know what you're doing with the Appalachian State reference right there. I know what you're doing, Lazy. The Ohio State guy.
It's funny that he brings it, because I was just about to say that, and I was like, no, I'm not going. I'm gonna leave it alone. Oh man, yeah.
Grimy ain't gonna like that one at all.
All right, let's talk about some NFL real quick. So week 1 NFL, lots of games across the league or whatnot. But what teams for you, just like going into the league, we had our what we thought the league was going to be, the teams, the individual teams. But what teams, stock went up or stock went down for you?
Man, honestly, I think the team that's got riding a lot of momentum right now is Green Bay. Getting Micah Parsons in that trade, then playing the Lions week 1, beating them by multiple possessions. Like, I don't think anybody used that springboard into the season better than the Green Bay Packers for me. What about you?
Definitely Green Bay, but I will also throw in the Bills. Like, the Bills looked amazing going into or coming out of that game. I wouldn't say, it's funny, like at the end of the third quarter going into the fourth, all of my questions were like, what's wrong with them? Why can't they get it together? But they figured it out. And the Ravens, even though they lost that game, their stock doesn't go down very far for me. They just got beat by a quarterback that just was like, I'm about to, put it all together. So
did they get beat, or did Baltimore give that game away?
Baltimore gave it away a little bit.
Exactly. Let's keep it 100 now. Let's keep it 100.
Baltimore did give it away.
Because when Derrick Henry broke that long touchdown run, they went up by like 14 or 15. I was like, oh, this game's done. Because I think it was like maybe 10 minutes left in the game. I was like, yeah, this done. They can't stop the run. But man, like you see some crazy things, man. Even college football late at night, NFL late at night, man, crazy things happen.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Oh, what's up, Jay Beers? I didn't even see you in the chat, bro.
What's going on, brother?
See, Grimy talking about Now we got Packers fans here. I'm not a Packers fan, man. But I will say that the Packers just the fact that they were able to do that against the Lions to make the Lions look like that.
Mhm.
And if we're going to the stock down part, the Lions looked terrible. They looked really bad. But the team that looked the absolute worst to me by far are the Dolphins. Oh my God, what is wrong with that team?
I mean, first off, one of your best players in the locker room got so much going on outside of off the field, outside of the locker room. Tyreek Hill, man, just had the domestic violence charge with his
Mhm.
ex, got all that chaos going on. And it's just another distraction in the locker room. And, like during the season, man, all that type of attention just kills the morale in the locker room, man. I hope he can, get everything together and get his life together.
Yeah, it man, they're having all kinds of trouble, man. And now I can see the writings on the wall a little bit for Tua, which is so crazy. Like Tua is the person that got put into the game when Jalen Hurts got pulled in the national championship
Mm-hmm.
game, throws
Mm-hmm.
a touchdown to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew a few years later that this is where we would end up?
Mm-hmm.
So
Where
crazy.
Jalen Hurts would have gone to two Super Bowls, Super Bowl MVP,
Hmm.
Super Bowl ring, and Tua is, all the concussions and looking like he's getting off to a bad start this year.
Yeah. Jay Beers. The oceanic mammals are terrible. Yeah, the Dolphins. I don't know if they're gonna call Nick Saban. I don't think Nick Saban want to do that no more.
Nah. I think Nick is enjoying the commercials and the ESPN life.
Yeah. Oh my God! Please don't let this happen. Bench Tua and start Zach Wilson. No,
Yeah, then we'll see what it can. We'll see it get even worse.
it'll be so bad. Oh my goodness. One more team to talk about, and these are kind of the appropriate colors. He said the Steelers look terrible on defense. Aaron Glenn is a good fit for the Jets. Aaron's four TDs was impressive. What did you think about the Steelers?
I mean, I like Aaron Rodgers there just because I think he kind of gives them somebody they can trust at the quarterback position. And I think for the longest time in Pittsburgh, they've kind of been missing that ever since Big Ben hung it up.
Yeah,
Um, and like that organization has just been the model of stability, with the coaching hires, the front office management. So
yeah,
I think it's going to be a really good fit for Aaron Rodgers there.
yeah. I think so, and I think that he's not so much in the spotlight, so he can be Aaron Rodgers, but he can still be on the low, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that that's best for his ego is for him to.
Yeah.
I mean, you see, he did well in the small city with Green Bay. Went to the big city, things didn't work out well.
Mm-hmm.
He comes back to a smaller market to Pittsburgh. I think things will work out a little bit better for
Yeah. Makes sense.
him. Now this is interesting though. Cheddar said the Chiefs need to trade for Tyreek.
Man, and then to follow it up with Jay Beer's comment, Tyreek being a cancer in the locker room, like, yeah, that's 100% a thing. And I really don't know what his trade value would be just with all the chaos he got going on, and the league just trying to crack down on like guys getting in trouble, you know, off the field.
I mean, I would if I were the Chiefs. I mean, he's got a big contract. I don't know if I would do that unless like Xavier Worthy is like out for a while. That's the only reason that I would possibly even do that. But his
Yeah,
contract is huge.
yeah, I don't think they'd go back to him.
That would be tough. He would boost their offense though. I ain't gonna lie to them. They would make them very, very interesting, but I don't think they do that. All right, so let's dig into some UFC stuff. So over the past weekend, Kyle Bahia lost to Imavov. You picked Imavov, didn't you?
I did pick Imavov.
All right. So, and for anybody that didn't catch your breakdown before, like, why did you pick Imavov?
So I thought he was the better striker, and I thought the takedown defense would be good enough to keep the fight on the feet. And Cal would kind of just wouldn't really have anything for him on the feet. And that's pretty much how it played out. Like Barrios just did not have anything for Imavov on the feet.
Yeah, it's true. I think for me, and I picked Bahio. For me, it was more of a. I thought that he was going to be able to outsmart him, find ways to use his grappling strategically, but he just wasn't able to do it. I knew that Imavov was a better striker.
Yeah.
But I figured that he might be able to figure out a way to use his grappling a little bit better than he did, and he just was just not. At no point did I feel like the fight was very close.
Yeah. Do you think the weight cut a few weeks ago had something to do with it?
I don't. I think that
Okay.
no matter what, if he didn't do that backup fighter thing, he still would have lost.
Okay. Because
I think
I
that
was
Imavov-
seeing a lot of people talk about that on the internet. And I was just curious what you thought about it.
Yeah, I think the Imavov is just better, and he showed
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think that? I mean, obviously, Hoofy, that situation happened too. That one hurt. That one hurt. A lot.
Yes. Yeah. That one was tough to watch, man. Like for real.
Yeah.
I think that the biggest thing with Hoofy, man, is just it looked like he got exposed for just having a massive hole on the ground. And I mean, is it a massive hole or it's just BSD like is a really good grappler? Like when he sticks to it and when he uses it, we've seen him, take advantage of people on the ground before. And I mean, even in the Poirier fight in the first round, like he was getting DP down, controlling them. And then, with the whole staff thing, I think he ran out of gas, and that's kind of why he got away from it. But yeah, like, a lot of that aura is gone. But just like somebody, I think what Grimy said in the chat, Silva can get a lot of that aura back this weekend.
That's true. He can. What's up, Sean Moody? Sean Moody's a real one. The video I just put out recently, he was the first person to comment on it.
And my video too.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Moody.
For real. Yeah, like I think it was definitely an underestimation of BSD. And whom I initially, when BSD was coming through the ranks, and I think it was Matt Frivola that he fought, and won. I think it was Matt Frivola.
Yeah, with that head kick. Yep.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, man, this dude's about to be a problem. And then things start going wrong for him. But so I thought that maybe it's a momentum situation for him, and things are starting to slide. And obviously, he won that fight against the dude short notice, but it was short notice, and it's a dude that is on the fringe of being a UFC type of fighter. So I thought that Hoofy might be able to do enough from the takedown defense standpoint and keep it standing, but he seems so reluctant to throw. And I think that, it was a lot because of the takedown, and he just at no point did it feel like he really let go, let his hands go in the fight. And if he's not letting his hands go, I don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah. It's kind of the thing, we get these striker versus grappler matchups. Like the strikers are either go in there confident in their takedown defense and they fight like it, or they come in there and they are so tentative they just cannot pull the trigger. We've seen it with Hoofy. We saw it with Pereira against Ankalaev. And it's literally like it's either sink or swim. Either the striker's like, yes, I can defend all the takedowns. I'm not worried about that. And then they piece up the grappler on the feet. Or they're just so worried about the takedown, they just can't get their offense going at all.
Yeah, it's true. Oh man, Western, I was just talking about you before we jumped on the stream, which actually leads me to something, y'all. And I know that y'all have noticed this, that me and Cross have been multi-streaming on my YouTube channel and on his. and I know that it makes it hard for y'all to communicate with each other. So what we're gonna do from going forward is all of the streaming is gonna be on Crossover MMA's channel. So um, all of the crosswalks will be there. But afterwards, after we do these shows and I split them up and do things like that, like those will be on the Making the Walk channel. So they'll be in both places. So if y'all want to catch up afterwards, you miss a stream or whatever, you can go to both places and see, what's going on. Also, I know Western is listening while driving. We're going to put these on Spotify as well. So lots of different places you can see it. So um, y'all will see that as things progress. But this episode right here will be in all those places as well. So just wanted to let y'all know that. But going back to this, Grimy said Hoofy is low volume. Once I really thought about this fight, what happened is what should have. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think what that kind of manifests itself to is he's pretty much just searching for that one shot that's just gonna get it done. And like it
mm,
just lowers your likelihood of landing it if like you just never put the volume out there. You know what I mean?
yep, 100%. Yep, yep, yep. J Beers making the walk this mine. Thanks, Western, for posting that. Cool. So from that to um, UFC Noche. Um, First of all, what are your thoughts going into this fight? Now that we've seen the fighting nerds take a couple of L's, and boy, Carlos Prates was out there going through
Mm-hmm.
it. That dude was out there, man. For Ian Gary to come in and console him, like you got to be going through it.
Yeah, for
Um,
real.
so do you think that Jean Silva is the one that's going to get that bounce back down there in San Antonio, or do you think it's going to be Lopez's reaffirmation as a top contender?
Man, this fight for me is really a coin flip. I think it's a really good matchup for both guys. Gene Silva kind of showed us he does have some submission ability with the Bryce Mitchell fight.
Yeah.
Diego Lopez, he's just dangerous everywhere the fight goes. But I think we're gonna get a striker's delight here. We're gonna see both of them keep it on the feet. But what I kind of go back to is that Volk kind of laid the blueprint, and it's a similar type of style that I think Gene Silva can use, like being the smaller guy, primarily on the feet, using the striking, like moving laterally, not just being planted right in front of Diego Lopez. And I think Gene Silva can use that same game plan. But with that being said, it's a really good fight, and I think it's gonna be really competitive.
Yeah, man, it's so dangerous for both of them. Like I could see either one of them getting a finish, and it could be a knockout or a sub either way. Like I don't know, man. This fight is so close. And I
Mm-hmm.
wish like this is the type of fight that I wish was had a belt involved, and it had a better build up to it because it almost feels like this fight is kind of happening in a vacuum,
Yep.
where this UFC Noche is not getting publicized like last year's. And I mean, for obvious reasons, this one's not
Yeah.
in the sphere.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at what that UFC Noche was and the actual fight card in comparison to this fight card, it is night and day.
Yep.
I mean, so I guess the question is this what we should expect going forward? Should it just be like this?
Um, it's tricky because I mean you got to factor in, when the new broadcast deal comes out, like that's gonna shake things up. Obviously, Noche 25 isn't gonna compare to being in the sphere. Like that was a once in a lifetime thing. I really hope they get a chance to go back to the sphere. Um, And then on UFC 5, it's like my favorite place to fight. Like it's the only place I want to fight on UFC 5. But
For real, but it is the best on there.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But I mean, just like you said, the Noche 24 card itself on paper, I think the 25 card is better. But it's just the event being there. It was a whole big thing. And just like you said, like Noche 25 is getting kind of like some Apex type treatment. Like it doesn't even feel like it's an event out somewhere at another city. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't feel, and maybe it's because of the split. Like, I'm sure if you work for the UFC or Zuffa, your attention is split in two different places because you got Canelo and Crawford, which is a massive event, huge going on, and then you got this one that they're like, oh man, we already had it booked. I mean, we can't cancel it. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like they're doing with this card.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I guess we'll do that, and then for people who really want to see that and they don't want to see the bot, going to do it.
Yeah, I think they definitely know what they're up against this weekend with that boxing card, and that the boxing card is going to overshadow what they do this weekend. I mean, when you get two of the biggest names in boxing, that's just what's going to happen. And I think the card definitely, you could tell the UFC wasn't trying to compete with it. It was more so like, all right, we know y'all gonna have it. We're gonna put an event out here. We're gonna give it a solid main event. And then we're going to regroup and we're going to move forward.
Yeah, and it definitely feels that way. One gripe I have with the card, and maybe it won't end up this way, is Tatiana Suarez. She's the number 2 ranked fighter in the division. I think she's on the prelims.
Yeah, with Manny Lamoche. Yeah,
who is number 4. How? And I understand it's a women's fight. I get it. And if Sterling was here, he would be like, that's the right place for it. They're lucky they made the card. But the way that I see it is, if you're a top 5 fighter, that those fights should be towards the top of the card. These are people that more than likely you're paying the most money to, and they very well could be in a championship fight very soon. So why not publicize them more instead of burying them on the card? And they do this continually with women's fighters and with flyweights. They continue to just over and over. These ranked fighters are fighting towards the beginning of the card, and it's very ridiculous.
Yeah. I think they definitely reached out to Sterling to get his thoughts on that, and I think that has something to do with the slotting on the card for sure. But and then especially in 2025, bro, women's MMA has been good this year, like really good. We've seen so many like really good women's MMA fights this year, so many finishes, to where I don't think anybody really is complaining about women's MMA this year, because it's been legit for real.
Oh, well, Sterling is, I'm sure. But
bro, honestly, he hasn't even been complaining about it.
That's true. No, Grammy, my son was getting ice out of the refrigerator very, very loudly. He was getting one piece and just throwing it in there.
Throwing it on the ground, just trying to break a bag of ice.
Oh man. But so next year when we have UFC Noche 26, how do you think that they should handle it? What do you think that they should do?
First off, I think Noche should always be in Mexico. Like whether it's Mexico City, Guadalajara, because I know originally this was supposed to be in Guadalajara, right?
It was.
I think they should definitely always have it in Mexico, always have it a very Mexican heavy card, and like make that a usual thing, so that way the fans, like, already year by year, we know what to expect. Like Noche, we're gonna see a lot of Mexicans on here. It's gonna be in Mexico. Like maybe even make it just Mexico City. It's always at altitude. We know what to expect. And just make it a whole thing to where like it's something to look forward to, where it's kind of like International Fight Week. We know it's going to be a banger. The Abu Dhabi card, we always know it's going to be a banger. The Madison Square Garden card, always going to be a banger. You know what I mean? Like, you can kind of just make it a thing and definitely put it in Mexico.
Yeah, I think it always needs to be in Mexico. I think that if they made it, Mexico City every year, I wouldn't have no problems with it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have no issues. Because I mean,
just
they
no
come
Joe
out
Pyfer.
No Joe Pyfer.
No Joe Pyfer.
No Joe Pyfer. I think Brandon Moreno gonna get tired of fighting on
it. For real.
But I mean, there's always. I mean, they built the PI there. They got a PI there. So
exactly.
Like, why not just have it there? And I understand that having it in San Antonio is close. I mean, anything that you have in Texas when it comes to Mexican heritage, you're going to be close to Mexico, but it's still not Mexico.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. If they could just do it in Mexico City, have it at altitude so that people can prepare for it. And I mean, it's a thing every year.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. But do you think that it should be a pay-per-view?
No, I don't think it should be a pay-per-view. And just because I don't think currently right now that there's that they have somebody that can headline a pay-per-view. Like, I don't think there's a Mexican guy right now that can headline a pay-per-view. What you think?
No, I agree. It has to be a champion for it to be a pay-per-view. Because unless they had a Mexican star that was that big that it doesn't have to be a champion, but there's no Mexican star that big.
Yeah.
And we don't have any Mexican champions.
Mm-hmm.
We have some that are close, but I feel like those that are close have already had a shot and lost, or had the belt and lost. So Grasso, Moreno, Lopez, and he's actually Brazilian.
Mm-hmm.
Yair Rodriguez. Yeah, I think that's the list.
I think what they should do is also make like a little road to the UFC at the Mexican PR, like how they do in the China PR, road to the UFC. Do one in Mexico.
I think we'd be more into that one.
Absolutely. And you can put it on like decent times over here. That's good for us instead of like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And bro, like we be doing watch alongs for
him. Okay. This fight, now don't get me wrong. The Silva versus Lopez fight is big, but that fight had heat to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, I don't know why I don't know if we even get that fight.
So I don't know if you remember, but the whole like rumor mill was that the reason why they didn't make it is because Yair Rodriguez was going to fight Volk.
Yes.
And I think so many people were like, didn't like that idea, the whole nine. But I completely agree with you. Diego Lopez, Yair Rodriguez should be headlining this card. But I'm not upset because I think this matchup is still very good. But I'm completely on board. It should have been Diego Yair, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know if it was because they're trying to fast track Silva, but this also would do him a disservice if he loses. Because if he loses, then they're like, well, maybe he don't belong, and now he's going to fight. It'll take him longer to get to the belt. Like, maybe if you took some baby steps up there, he could look more impressive and look more formidable when he gets up there. But who knows? He might just go out there and starch Lopez.
And if he does starch him, he's definitely going to get the title shot over everybody if he goes out there and starch.
If he starches him, so he beats him, no injuries, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we saw what Lerone Murphy did.
I get it, but I'm telling you, if he go out there and starch Diego Lopez, bro, they gonna go ahead, like, yeah, we just gonna fly you from San Antonio straight to Perth, dog. Straight to Perth. Just go ahead, just straight out there, just start training, and it's gonna be you and Volk in Perth.
So I gotta bring the chat in on this one. All right. So Jay Beer said, who you guys like, Silva or Lopez? I think Silva finishes Lopez. Maybe. I'm still torn. I don't know who I'm gonna pick at all. I have no idea. But I think coming out of the Volk fight, I think I favor Silva. Coming out of the Volk fight where I saw where Lopez's deficiencies may be, now I favor Lopez. I mean, now I favor Silva. Sorry.
Gotcha.
I feel like Lopez has some holes that I think the Silva can capitalize on. So I would agree with you, Jay Beers. I think Silva, but then you factor in the fact that his team, half his team is losing, and I don't know if that's a bad omen for the gym. Are they bringing bad energy back? There's that intangible part of it. I don't know.
And
It could go
bro,
the opposite way.
yeah, and they showed a clip of Silva when he was watching the fights and he was watching both of them lose. You could tell, bro, he was hurt. He was not taking it well at all. But I'm kind of with you. I'm leaning Silva too. Just I think on the feet, he's gonna find a way to get it done. I think he's gonna be just a little bit better on the feet.
Man, if Lopez hits him with one of them uppercuts, and I didn't pick Silva, I'm gonna be so mad.
Yeah. No,
But I
I
can
would
see it
definitely
happening,
understand.
man. I can see
Yeah.
it.
That's the sport, dog.
It is. It is. Oh man, that's tough. Okay, so what do you do with Lerone Murphy if that's the case? Is he gonna sit and wait, or was he gonna
Man, if Silva goes out there and starches Diego Lopez, I think they're definitely gonna just fast track Silva 100%. So if that were to happen, Lerone Murphy, I think honestly, he might have to sit because if he takes another fight, it's probably gonna have to be Mavsar.
Oh man, and then Mavsar is just.
And I mean, sitting and taking a fight with Mavsar is kind of the same thing because Mavsar pulls out of so many fights. So
He really does. He really does. Lazy, crazy. Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess maybe I'm just more of a purist. If I feel like Murphy was there already, I would probably give a shot to Murphy.
yeah.
But I would also have Silva. If Silva goes and does what he does, I would have Silva weigh in as the backup fighter and be there all week so I can get me some content because he's gonna fight whoever the winner is.
Yeah.
That's probably what I would do.
That makes sense too. I mean, honestly, there's no wrong choices in that.
Yeah.
Honestly. But I do think this though. I do think Volk Silva will be a bigger fight than Volk Lerone Murphy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it would be. But let me ask you this one. And I don't know if we'll ever get this fight. Who knows? Depends how things shake out. How do you think Jean Silva versus Lerone Murphy would go?
I think Lerone Murphy would use his grappling to control Silva and just use that veteran UFC experience to get to a decision. Like, I don't think Lerone Murphy would be like, oh, like, I'm going to stand here and see we can mix it up on the feet. Like, I think that guy sticks to his game plan so well, and that would definitely be the game plan. I think pretty much what happened to Rufy, I think is what Lerone Murphy would try to do to Gene Silva.
Yeah, I can see that happen. I think that Jean Silva is a better grappler than Hoofy, though. I think that he'll figure out a way to at least nullify or come out on top in some of those grappling exchanges and either get it back to where he wants to in the standing department or just grapple him offensively. I think that's what a lot of strikers, that's the problem that they get into. I mean, Israel Adesanya is a perfect example. Is the defensive grappling was working so well for a while, and then he ran into Jan Blachowicz, and Jan was able to take him down and hold him there. Wasn't able to do a lot with it, but he took him down and held him there. And the prime reason is because there was no offense coming back from a grappling situation. So Jan knew exactly what he was trying to do, and he was able to nullify it. Where I think John Silva is different is he's able to turn it to be offensive for him, which is going back to the Lopez fight, which is what Diego Lopez is able to do as well. So, yeah, I think it would be different.
Grimy, I hear what you're saying, but you got to remember, Silva submitted Bryce Mitchell. They weren't on the ground. It was a little front ninja choke when they were up against the fence. Bryce Mitchell was, I think, going for like a single or a double. His neck was right there, and Gene Silva just snatched it up right there on the feet.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I think that Silva is more opportunistic, definitely than Hoofy. Not to say that Hoofy doesn't have good takedown defense, because I mean, I'm certain that everybody tries to take him down because he's a striker. That's just what it is. But he's not being as offensive as I think Silva would be. I think that's what make the fight a little different. But I don't know. Maybe we'll see it after things shake out. But I think you're right though. If Silva starches Lopez, I think he probably jumps the line.
Yeah,
I ain't mad at it though.
Cause you also got to think, like, if he goes out and starches Lopez, that's probably gonna look like a better win than Lerone Murphy going out and starching
Pico,
Aaron Pico making his UFC debut.
That's true. That's very true. All right, so let's get to this last topic real quick. Let's see. Let's talk about the big fight this weekend: Canelo Alvarez versus Bud Crawford. Terrence Crawford is trying to come up 2 weight classes to fight one of the best fighters in the world, one of the most well-paid fighters in the world, and take everything that he has. So the question I put there is this the most important fight of this generation?
I think it has to be, because I think the Crawford, what's the guy from Dallas he fought?
Errol Spence.
Yeah, I think it's bigger than that one. Like, that one was a really big fight when it happened. I think this one's bigger than that. It's not quite. It doesn't have that same like Mayweather Pacquiao feel to it. But I think this is definitely the big one for real. Because the only other ones I can think of that really compare to it could be like Fury versus the Ukrainian guy,
Usyk,
the champ Usyk. Like, I think that one could be in there as well. But I think like Canelo and Crawford have like a little bit more buzz here in the States than those two guys.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, the Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford fight was huge, but I'm in a bubble when it comes to that, because Errol Spence is literally from right around the corner from where I was born. So like, you know, it's a tough one, but it's tough to like really understand how big it was. But this fight is massive, not only because of the fact that they're relatively, I won't say they're in their primes, but they're shortly after maybe their primes. Not as far as when Floyd fought Manny, but they're both, relatively high regarded as far as like where they are right now. They haven't been waiting around for each other or anything like that. So there's a lot of good things that are leading into the fight. But and it's at Allegiant Stadium, which stadium show, So I think
Quick question I got for you. Do you think because I know you definitely remember when this fight happened, when De La Hoya fought Mayweather, like I feel like it could be right around in there, because that was a big fight when it happened too.
Yeah, I think that it's very close to that. It was, you got the Black community and you got the Mexican community, and both of the are known for being great boxing communities, and they're coming together to see who's the best. It's a very similar situation. Now, the Black community's guy is at a disadvantage because of the fact that he's coming up 2 weight classes. But he's also I think the more cerebral fighter. Not to say that Canelo's not cerebral, because Canelo's very, very good, very, very smart. But I just think that Terrence has more tools in his bag from a mental standpoint than Canelo. But it's it's a lot of that, a lot of the same feel as the De La Hoya and Mayweather fight, and I remember it because it was huge, massive,
Mm-hmm.
massive. It definitely has that same feel.
Who you going with?
Um, I said, whose chat was I in? I can't remember whose chat I was in. I said in somebody's chat that my blackness won't allow me to not pick Crawford. So I'm going with Bud.
Oh man.
It's just what it is, man.
Nah, I get it, brother. I get it. I'm going with Bud too. I think he's gonna be a little faster. I think Canelo's gonna try and use a little bit of that size, like when they're in the clinch, get them up against the ropes a little bit. But I think that wrestling background that Bud has helps him with a lot of that infighting in the clinch, and I think he's gonna be a little stronger than what Canelo's expecting. But I think it's gonna be a really good fight though. But I'm definitely riding with Bud this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Canelo, he's naturally the bigger man, but like you said, Bud knows how to use leverage. And I think that he has a better play on angles. He's got a better way to find angles to get his shots off. And then he's a dog, man. Not to say that Canelo's not. But Terrence is different, man. And the reason I say that is because of what he did to Errol Spence. He outdogged him. Errol Spence
bad.
He's bigger than Bud. And Errol is so used to being the bigger man, being the stronger man, and outdogging somebody. And it was not even remotely close. He outdogged him. He made him cower into his corner. That's basically what he did.
Yeah.
And I like Errol Spence a lot.
Yeah, I remember being out watching that one, man. It was some sad people had their Errol Spence shirts on, man. It was a lot of sad people, bro.
I was one of them. I mean, but it is what it is. Let me see, what did Lazy say? Lazy said Tyson versus Paul had more hype than this, and that's sad. I couldn't get away from general public discussing Tyson and Paul. I haven't heard of people about this one from casual viewers. I agree.
That's valid. I mean, very valid.
It's Mike Tyson. It's Jake Paul. They have a bigger hold on the casual viewer. But I do think that Canelo is a massive, massive star in the world of boxing, which is why Jake Paul was trying to get a fight with him. And then Bud, his star, like once he fought Errol Spence, that was the one that put him over to me. That's the one that made him, because everybody thought that he was going to lose. I mean, because they were like, well, who is this little kid, this new dude from Nebraska? And he's not new. He's been around for a while knocking people out. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be from a casual viewer anywhere near the Tyson versus Paul thing. But for anybody that pays attention to sport, like, this is the biggest fight. And since, in my opinion, since Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather.
Yeah, it should be good. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not even gonna be able to do a watch along. I'm going watching with some childhood buddies, man, this weekend. They're having a little watch party they invited me to. So
it's gonna be
hopefully we can have some boxing on. But I already asked, like, hey, can we get some UFC on as well? So
you'll be watching that on your phone.
So we'll see. If I have to watch it on my phone, the battery pack will be charged up, so I'll be good to go.
See, Lazy said, do y'all think bringing on Dana and TKO to promote this event helped or hurt the hype around it? I'll let you take it.
I think it only could help. because I think if they didn't have it, I think the even fewer people would be talking about it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that Dana White is the best promoter in the world. I don't agree with all the things that he does or says or whatever, but I think that he's the best promoter in the world. Um, so him being involved and helping promote it does not hurt at all whatsoever. I think it helps.
Yeah.
Let's see. So it should be a good fight, but then again, boxing sucks. Give me Canelo. Boxing, this fight won't suck. I can guarantee it. This fight will not suck. Callum Walsh is on the undercard as well. I think he's fighting Fernando Vargas Jr. That should be a good fight as well. So there's a few good fights on the card.
That's Baby Shark's boyfriend, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. What's up, Lane? I'm glad you made it. Is that Carlos Prates in the thumbnail there? Is that Carlos? I couldn't tell. He's not crying. Is that him?
It's been a rough week for Lane. It's been a rough week. It's been a rough week.
Yeah. I hope Brazil dominates. Y'all need something, man. It's been rough. The USA needs to beat Japan tonight. Has its kick against North Korea. Wait, is that you talking about soccer? Is that what we're talking about?
Bro, your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, I don't know if they're having friendlies. I don't,
Gotcha.
I don't pay attention to soccer until FIFA or until something big. It's got to be big.
Yeah.
It's gotta be big.
Bro, the closest I get to it, man, is the group chat when they over there talking about like when Ola talking about Arsenal and Manchester United. That's the closest I get to it.
Dude, well, the problem is like last year, I was like, okay, I'm gonna pay attention to the Premier League. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna pick a team and I'm gonna run with them. And I watched like a couple of games. It was Man City, I think I was paying attention to. I watched a couple of games, and a couple of them, like the scores are like 1-1-0. How do they say?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like,
bro, I get it. 100%. I get it, dog.
I was like, yeah, I'll be talking a lot of stuff about baseball. I was like, but I don't know.
I totally get it.
Oh man. So y'all got Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, and Paraguay. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Oh man.
I don't know. But like when it gets to like the World Cup, like I'm in. Like I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm looking, I know teams and players and all that, but when we get outside of that, I'm like, dude.
And we got Dana White Contender Series tonight. As usual, I will be doing a watch along for Contender Series. So make sure, everybody in the chat, make sure you pull up for my watch along for Contender Series tonight. Absolutely. It's been on the road the last few weeks, man. It's been the usual, like all these finishes. Hopefully we can keep it going tonight and have another good night of fights.
Chanel Dyer. I am all in on Chanel Dyer. She is fighting on Contender Series tonight.
Okay.
So, yeah, I've been following her for a while. One of the few people coming in that I know who they are. So, yeah, hopefully she does well. I think that she will. She's really good. Oh, the World Cup qualifiers. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Y'all call me when you qualify. Then I'll be paying attention. I can't keep up. Lazy said my soccer knowledge ends at Pele and the little Colombian dude that used to play while he was Maradona. I think he Argentina.
Yeah, Argentina.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lazy, you sound like me, brother.
Dude, I mean, it's a lot to keep up with, man. It's a lot. Yeah. See, Lazy know who I'm talking about.
Of course, Lazy gonna know, dog. Lazy got a whole binder of notes on everybody, bro. All you gotta do is just ask Lazy about a fighter. Lazy got you covered.
Yeah, I'm like, I got a dossier on them. Let me pull it out. Oh,
Bro,
one more thing
lazy.
before we jump off, man. I talked to this is so weird, but so you know the dude that he was a heavyweight. What's his name? He was a heavyweight. He recently popped for steroids. He had fought and he lost. Dang, what's his name, dude? I'm looking.
Jorgen de Castro pop recently?
Nah, he's a white dude. See if I can pull it up. Alvin Hines.
Oh yeah.
So I was in conversation about doing an interview with him. This is before he popped for steroids or whatever. And cool dude, man. But like he had lost his voice. Like, yeah, thank you, Lazy. He had lost his voice, so that's why we didn't do the interview during that time. And then in the midst of that, you know, me and him are still talking. Like I said, he's really cool. And he the stuff comes out about him, the whole steroid thing or whatever. And I was like, oh, do I say something to him? Like, what do I say?
Do I say something to him? You didn't want to burn that bridge, huh?
Yeah, I was like, oh, no, for real. I'm like, oh. So I hit him up and I was like, hey, man, look, because he had put something out, you know, taking full responsibility or whatever. And I was like, dude, I was like, it takes a, you know, everybody makes mistakes. It takes a stand-up person to, you know, come forward and face their mistakes. And he was like the nicest person about it. Like, man, I appreciate it. And I was like, you're a good dude, man. I wish that this didn't happen to you. Like, he's a really good dude. Hopefully at some point we'll have him on. But yeah, he's a good person.
All right, I look forward to. Hopefully, we can make that happen, or you know, we can get some of your other buddies. I know you got them big connects over there in the combat sports world. Man, I already know, dog. I know you be holding out over there on me, dog.
I know a couple of people. You are a professional athlete. What are you talking about?
Whoa. We're talking about the combat sports world, dog. Whoa.
We ain't had not one baseball player on here.
You got me. Well played. I'll give it to you. Well played.
All right. So yeah, I gotta go and be a dad for a little bit. But shout out to my Texas Rangers. They are making a little comeback in a push to try to get into a wild card, only a game and a half back. Also shout out to the Dodgers. They trying to make it happen. Lost 2 no hitters back to back, but you know, things are looking up. So still pay attention to MLB a little bit, even though I don't know soccer. But yeah, everybody jump over to Crossover stream for Dana White Contender Series later on. And yeah.
Until next week, we do it again.
Yes. Until next time, y'all.
Peace.
Thanks for watching Crosswalk. Make sure to come back next Tuesday to chop it up.
So please, whatever.